Welcome to Taliesin West, the winter home of Frank Lloyd Wright. You have questions, we have answers. So, let's just start with who is Frank Lloyd Wright? Frank Lloyd Wright is considered America's most famous architect. An architect is someone who designs buildings. Wright created more than 1,000 designs. He spent a lot of time on a farm, so he learned to love nature. Wright spent hours looking at trees, plants, and even spider webs. He used these observations when creating his designs. Wright called his style of architecture organic architecture. It means that the building and natural environment are one. Got that? Organic architecture. Frank Lloyd Wright came to Arizona in 1927. He loved it so much that he later decided to build a home here. He called it Taliesin West. The original Taliesin is in Wisconsin, and in case you were wondering, Taliesin is a Welsh word that means shining brow. But back to Taliesin West. Wright wanted all of his homes to blend in with the surrounding area, and Taliesin West was no different. He was inspired by the Sonoran Desert, and you can see that inspiration come to life everywhere here. Check this out, Matt. You can see how the lines of the roof here at Taliesin West mimic the shape of the mountains. When you go inside Taliesin West, you can see how Wright used the natural environment, like in the drafting studio. That's where some architects design and plan their buildings. When Wright first designed the buildings, there was no glass, so it felt like you were really outside. Talk about bringing nature inside. After all, you can't plant a tree in the middle of a room. There are also fabric panels in the ceiling to let even more light in. Wright also loved to use geometric shapes in some of his designs. Triangles, circles, and squares were some of his favorites. As we walk around, see how many shapes you can spot. There's a circle, and over here a triangle. There's another triangle, and here is a square. Can you see them, Matt? There are shapes all around you, and when you repeat those shapes, like Wright does here, it's called a pattern. Wright loved patterns, and nature is filled with them. So that's a little about Frank Lloyd Wright's Taliesin West, but there's so much more here to show you.